Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and a very good day to all my dear students. I, Maria Abbas, your geography instructor, welcomes you all to the third week of our virtual learning. Time is passing by so quickly, so fast, like a fresh breeze of air. We just started with the virtual classes, and today we have stepped into the third week of our virtual learning. So let's see what is there for us in this week and what we are going to learn. Always remember, great work is the result of perseverance. Perseverance means being consistent, continue working hard, no matter how difficult it might be. But you should always stay strong. Keep trying. Try, and try until you succeed. So there should be no stops. Only moving on, and moving on till the time you reach your destination. Great works are performed not by strength but by perseverance. So, my dear students, never give up but keep trying. One day you will get what you want. Keep working hard for it. So, what we are going to do today is very important, but it's more important to recall what we did in the last class. In the last class, we discussed the Balochistan Plateau. I hope you all remember that Balochistan Plateau is comprised of four features: basins of northern Balochistan, basins of western Balochistan, the 8 mountain ranges, which included Tobakakar, Sehan, Rasko, Central Barohi, Makran, and then we learned about the coastal areas. We learned that the coastal areas are also divided into two: Lasbela Plains and the Makran Coast. The lifestyle of people living in Balochistan Plateau is nomadic. That is, they keep moving from one place to another in search of water. They settle down wherever they find water. And as soon as that water resource starts to get finished, they start moving and searching for their next destination. As there is limited water resource, the job opportunities are also limited. Agriculture is carried out in some parts of this Balochistan plateau, but with the help of Kare's system. This is a system in which the water is brought from the foothills through underground canals, tubes, pipes, and it is difficult to supply water to all the places in Balochistan plateau. So let's move on with our topic for the day, which is Potwar Plateau and Salt Range. I hope that you all are sitting with your books, booklets, and pencils and pens. And as ever, you will note down the important pointers which will help you in making your notes and recalling and retaining the concepts which we are going to do today. So, my dear students, today you will be able to learn about the topographical features of Potwar Plateau and Salt Range. We will also analyze that how does topography affect the lifestyle and economy of any place. So let's begin with the Potwar Plateau. Before we go into the details of Potwar Plateau, my dear students, it's very important to know about some terms which are going to be used in this topic today. Residual hills. These important terms for whose meaning we are going to learn today, are written here in the form of a glossary. Similar glossary is found at the back of your book. Please, when you are reading the book, going through the text written, and you find any difficult word, try to look for it in the glossary at the back. Residual hills. Residual hills are made up of hard rocks. These rocks withstand erosion. They don't easily break down by weathering and erosion. So the rocks which are left behind, they make up residual hills. Residual hills, rocks left behind after erosion. Next word is undulating area, that is uneven surface, having waves on them. It's a hard surface but uneven with ups and downs as if the wave is. Dissected surface, cracked or broken. Bad land topography. This is a topography of an erodent land with scanty vegetation, usually dry, lacks water. Alluvial plains. Alluvial plains are the flat lands which are very rich in alluvium. Alluvium is fine particle which is brought down with river while flowing from the mountains. These alluvium particles helps in improving the quality of soil. Ravines. Ravines are eroded land due to the flow of seasonal river. Seasonal rivers are the rivers which do not flow throughout the year. They only start flowing during rainy season. Ridges. Ridges are long, narrow piece of raised land. So these are few words which you will be using, learning about in the upcoming text. So let's move on with the topographical features of Potwar Plateau. Now, where is Potwar Plateau located? It is located in Punjab, in the south of Islamabad. This land is between River Indus and River Jhelum. Saltridge is also located close to this place. Some part of it can also be found in KPK. Now, how does this land look like? As I discussed earlier, that plateau is a piece of land which is elevated from the surface. Flat, elevated piece of land. And we just learned that residual hills are also found on the Potwar Plateau. Hills are much smaller than the mountains. Mountains are those elevated surfaces which are above the 300-meter height. Hills are smaller than 300 meters. So on the Potwar Plateau, residual hills are found. These are made up of strong, hard rocks which do not break down easily by erosion of air or water. So Kala Chitta and Khairi Murad are two very important hills in this area. The average height of Potwar Plateau is 300 to 600 meters, while Kala Chitta and Khairi Murad are 1000-meter high. A large part of this plateau is flat undulating area, uneven, with ups and downs. As I shared, they have the surface like a wave, somewhere up, somewhere down. Now, how does this land look like? Or where is it located? So, this is where Potwar Plateau is located. This is Salt Range near Islamabad between River Indus. See, this is River Indus flowing and this is River Jhelum flowing. So between River Jhelum and River Indus, Potwar Plateau and Salt Range are located. Relief features of Potwar Plateau. How does this land actually look like? It is dissected, have cracks, broken, rough, by the action of water forming bad land topography. Bad land topography is a rugged topography, land which is barren, dry. Son River is a supply of water in this area, and when this Son River flows, it brings alluvium with it, which spreads in this region, forming alluvial plains. Troughs and depressions. Depressions and troughs are basically the bowl-like shape which is formed on the surface of the land. This is how the Potwar Plateau look like. If you look at the surface, it is rough, barren, with very less vegetation. The soil, the land itself looks very dry. Such land is called bad land topography. Deep ravines in less resistant rock strata. If you remember, we learned that ravines are elevated surface between the two depressions. So these are the ravines. They are ravines. Semi-arid region, that is not very dry, but yes, water and rain is scarce. This area is rich in minerals such as rock salt, gypsum, limestone, coal, and oil. Now, how does the salt range looks like? They are steep towards the north and gentle towards the south. This is the surface of the salt range. The northern mountains or the northern range of salt range are steep, whereas towards the south they are quite gentle. That is, they are not very slopey. Average height of this area is 750 meters to 900 meters, while the highest peak of this region is Saksar, 1527 meters high. They are parallel ranges, that is, they run together, they spread together, one in front of another. The region is deeply cut by Khevra, Makrachi, Jaranwala, and Jamsuk rivers. There are some lakes as well, like Kalar Kahar and Khabeki. These lakes are very popular among the tourists. This region is rich in rock salt, gypsum, and limestone. Salt Range is a vast area which covers four many important districts of Punjab and KPK: Jhelum, Chakwal, Kalabagh, and Miawali. Now, how do people in this region survive? What are their source of income? These areas are very rich in non-metallic minerals such as limestone, marble, rock salt, clay. And they are very important raw materials for different industries, particularly cement and ceramic chemical industries. Cement industry uses two of the most important minerals which are found in this region: limestone and gypsum. They both are used in making cement. This area is very rich in oil and gas fields, especially oil fields. 70% of our oil is imported from Iran, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, and UAE. And all this oil is brought to the ports of Karachi. 30% oil for our everyday need is produced in Pakistan, and the region where it is found is Potwar Plateau. This is the reason why in Potwar Plateau there is Attak Oil Refinery. This Attak Oil Refinery refines the crude oil which is taken from the ground into refined oil, along with the oil which is used as a fuel for our cars or power stations. We get many other things such as lubricants, wax, and they are also used in making paints, detergents, and many other things. In Potwar Plateau, the farming is not depending on the river. Similarly, as it doesn't depend on river, it means that it doesn't utilize the water from canal irrigation. So how does the plant grow? Potwar Plateau has very limited farming. The farming practices cannot be carried throughout the year. They only take place during the rainy season. The farmers wait for the whole year the rain to occur, and when it rains, they plant their crops accordingly. Such a farming which depends on rain is called Barani farming. When the farming is done in this area, wheat, maize, barley, and grams are grown. These crops may do not need a lot of water. Due to the mountainous or hilly, uneven surface, canal irrigation is not carried out. So the water of the rain is collected and used very sensibly. There are some important urban settlements also in this region, which include Jhelum, Chakwal, and Rawalpindi. This region is very well connected through road routes, railway routes, as well as air routes. Due to the proper transportation and communication facility, also properly built settlements with all the basic facilities and infrastructure. This region has high population density. If you compare the region of Potwar Plateau with the Balochistan Plateau, which you did in the last class, and you compare the both, you will find some major differences and similarities. Let's quickly jot down the similarities between the Potwar Plateau and the Balochistan Plateau. Potwar Plateau and Balochistan Plateau both have elevated surfaces with small hills. Balochistan Plateau has mountains as well. Both the regions are rich in mineral resources. We learned in Balochistan Plateau, copper, gold are very easily found. In fact, the largest gold field is also located in Balochistan, Sendak. Over here in Potwar Plateau, you may find Other non-metallic minerals such as coal, oil, gas, limestone, gypsum. Both the plateaus provide raw material for the industries. Canal irrigation was not possible in Balochistan Plateau as well as in Potwar Plateau due to their mountainous terrain, uneven, irregular surface. These were the similarities between the two plateaus. Now, let's talk about differences. Balochistan Plateau was not at all developed. Very poor infrastructure. The region was disconnected because of very few metalled roads. While Potwar Plateau has some very important settlements such as Jhelum, Chakwal and Rawalpindi. Potwar Plateau is well connected with the country through road, railway and air routes. So this was a simple comparison between the Balochistan Plateau and the Potwar Plateau. So this is how developed this region is. Attak Oil Refinery, as we discussed, is very important place in this Potwar Plateau. This oil refinery refines the oil which is collected from the oil field in the region. In this place, the oil, crude oil, is refined into refined oil, and then through pipelines it is sent to other parts of the country to be used. So now let's quickly recap what we learned today. Potwar Plateau has badland topography. It has residual hills. Residual hills means the hills made up of hard rocks which cannot be broken down easily by weathering and erosion. This area is rich in gypsum, milestone, coal and oil. Salt range covers most of Jhelum, Chakwal, Kalabagh and Mewali districts. Potwar Plateau and Salt Range both covers part of Punjab and KPK. Salt Range has rock salt, gypsum and limestone. Our salt is exported to all parts of the world. Potwar Plateau has Barani farming. If you remember, we discussed that Barani farming is a farming which depends on the rainfall. Farmers plan their farming activity depending on the rain forecast. Due to bad land topography, uneven surface, canal irrigation is not possible. As Potwar Plateau is rich in oil and gas, oil refinery is also set up in the region. Attak Oil Refinery, which refines the oil and supply to other parts of the country. Question for the day. It is, what is bad land topography? Write it in the comments of your Google Classroom so that your teachers may answer them, may check your answer. My dear students, self-practice work is also uploaded along with the video lessons. Please make sure that you do them in your booklets, exercise books, or in your loose sheets. Keep them safe. When you will come back to school, inshallah, your teachers will collect and correct that work. Be regular to your live classes and to your Google Classrooms as well. Thank you so much for being excellent listeners. May your life always fill with the colors of these rainbow, colors of happiness and colors of prosperity. It's the season of rain. Make sure that you stay indoors. Even if you go out, please stay away from electric poles. May Allah make this rain full of blessings. Stay home, stay safe, take care of yourself and of your loved ones. Till the next class, see you all. Allah Hafiz.